Yo, what's up? My name's RetroPet. God, that is distracting. How are we doing today, fellas? What's up? A little bit of a maintenance episode today, okay? I might be able to get over to City in the Cliffs afterwards if I have the time, but first things first, I have so much mana. Too much mana. Over 50 billion mana. 51 billion mana to be exact. And you gotta spend mana to make mana, fellas. So today, we're jumping into the accountant mode, essentially. The accountant gameplay style of Dungeon Defenders. I'm gonna be cleaning out my boxes. I've got 326 out of 320. I'm literally full up on items. I'm gonna be dropping all my drafts onto treadmills and then moving those around the... that'll be really important to do. I gotta remember how to actually do all that. I think the best way is gonna be hop over to the summoner, drop them all around, and then move them around with the overlord. What's it called? The phase shift overlord ability. So let's get all those dropped really quick. Ooh, well, I was gonna drop my... You know what I should do first things first? So I was going to drop my fishies, my fishinables, to allow myself to actually grab the draft on the treadmills and then just drop them at record pace. But instead, I realized I have tons of XP in my fishinables. And that also makes you realize I probably have tons of XP in all of my pets. So let's first things first, dump as many level ups as possible into all of my pets across all of my characters before jumping into this sort of cleaning episode. So we're starting at level 88 on this fish. This one's probably got quite a bit that I almost want to put casting rate, but I think attack rate and speed is better. I'd rather buff my archers and such. It's tempting to go casting rate since the summoner. Like, that's one of the biggest downsides is it's extremely slow casting rate in combat waves, but we're not often using any combat waves outside of flash heal, so it should be okay. We're going to have that beautiful setup. Speaking of, I feel like my summoner could get a lot of the upgrades I'm going to be looking at today. If it has any room for them is the problem. I don't really have much. I might need to just look for new gear upgrades very, very, very soon. I've been doing a lot of like gameplay grinds, but it might be time to actually look for better upgraded new gear. If you guys have suggestions and recommendations for what are the best maps to farm for gear at this stage for me that I could pretty easily complete, please let me know. Suggestions like that are always welcome. And trust me, I do read every single comment. Even if I don't always mentally process it and take your advice and adapt it within the next episode, usually it lingers in my mind that I end up using it later on in the series. So every single comment really does help me out a ton, and I really, really do appreciate people taking the time out of their day just to help me in this silly willy 10-year-old game. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Let's get back to leveling up all of my characters' pets really quick. Let's see how many of them have. So we got this fish in a bowl starting at level 72. I'll see you when I'm fully leveled it up. Well, this is actually a weird situation. I think I've been told about this in the past, but I don't actually understand what the best way to... I don't know how to handle this. Look at this. All these stats are maxed, but I still have like XP left. But I can't click anything. I can't level anything up. I don't know what causes this restriction. So for now, unfortunately, that's all that my Squire can get. It was just 3 or 4 levels or so on my Squire pet. So not much there, unfortunately. Let's hop over to the Monk. It's been a while since I've checked out the Monk, I feel like. Aura Radius is always the best stat you want to dump into, I believe. Let's go ahead and put as many as possible. It's around 5 levels or so. That's level 100 on the fish. Level 100 clean. The Barbarian is up next, and I use the Barbarian pet a ton, dude. Whoa, oh, wait a minute. This thing's already max level. I just realized. Looking for an upgrade on this pet might be really nice. This was just supposed to be sort of a temporary pet, just to allow him to gain some mana off a genie, so that could easily be upgraded, I feel like. I'm kind of just realizing how low level my Hermit is. I didn't know this. I just assumed my Hermit was level 90 plus, because I use his web walls and such sometimes. He doesn't even have a fissionable. What's going on here? Okay, we'll have to work on the Hermit at some point. We've got some upgrades to do, fellas. Let's go ahead and dump this into on the Hermit. What do we care about the most? I actually don't know what stats. We can look at my stats over here and try to get an idea. I see a fair bit of area of effect. I see a fair bit of damage, attack rate, HP. I don't know the most important stats on the Hermit. I'm going to dump 10 into HP, 10 into damage. We're going to split it up a little bit, but I really, really don't know what's best, to be totally honest. And we get a rename. Haven't had that in a long time. So if you're new to this, I haven't max leveled an item in a very long time. Whenever I max level an item, I always head over to my YouTube comments and I try to find someone who's recently left a helpful comment, and I name the item after you guys. So this Nessie is going to get named after Matthew2731, who left a very nice, like, positive, supportive comment, as well as some helpful information down below. This is the best kind of comment, my favorite kind of ones to see, ones that are positive, supportive, understanding that I'm still a new player and I'm trying my best to learn, but then actually also offering advice alongside it. Thank you so much again. I'm Matthew for the support and the helpness. The helpfulness is the word I'm looking for. Yeah, not that crazy far off. There we go. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much. Next up, over on the Series E view, we have more pets to level up. Only 88 out of 224 on this fish. We're going to go ahead and smack this into... Ooh, this is a tough one. Health is maxed. Damage is maxed. I don't care about shock, beam, stun time at all, from my understanding. I'd either go damage here or cast rate. I could go a mixture of the two. I think I'm going to focus more on damage. There have been times where I've needed to do personal damage on my Series EV. If there's like a Harbinger or something, like a certain type of minion that is stuck on the map, and I haven't really been able to do it effectively. So I think that is easily the best thing to work on. Next up is the Adept. We're going to check out this. Perfect. We actually have some really nice stats to upgrade here on the Adept. I probably want to put it into either attack rate or radius, area of effect. I think I actually want to do area of effect. Ooh, that's a mixture. I'm going to do up to 475 here on attack rate, and then the rest into area of effect. I actually do kind of feel like I'm reaching a point where maybe I'm overestimating how much I need of this, but it feels like sometimes my lightning towers can't quite reach the doors of where certain minions are, certain minions. So I honestly would like that reach to be a little bit better, so they don't get... the minions don't have time to actually make it to the towers to start dealing damage to them and pressuring them down. But that's pretty much it in terms of actual characters with pets and such. Everything else here is kind of just whatever. I guess I haven't used I kind of forgot about my DPS monk. I haven't really checked out this guy in a quick sec. But I don't know if this is a pet that he's going to be maintaining long term. I feel like this will quickly get upgraded. I'm not going to worry about him for the time being, even though, you know, it's fine to put whatever into him. He's level 78. Haven't really been using him. We're not going to waste mana, you know, quote unquote waste mana on something I'm just not even utilizing at the moment. Maybe I should. Maybe arguably it's motivation to, whatever. We're going to put the free levels into him first. We'll do this. As arguably it's motivation. Actually, we're going to put it into the straight up pet DPS. I feel like this pet DPS actually helps out tremendously. So we're just going to pump everything here into this. Might be a total waste. I'm not familiar enough with using DPS characters. I'm going to start dumping in sets of 10 here. Look at this. Level 21 out of 182. We're still not even... Wow, a lot of free levels here. Boom, there we go. Up to level 51 on this pet. Not bad damage coming in, but this character needs a lot of upgrades, I feel like, before it's actually properly usable. Okay, but we're not ready for full upgrades just yet. The point I was supposed to do first to start helping me clear out my items and such is, first things first, dropping my summoner pets, picking up all the giraffe on a treadmills that I need, and we're gonna start moving these around in the tavern. I really like the giraffe on a treadmill. It's my favorite pet by far in Dungeon Defenders, and as you can see, I've been building this sort of trail throughout the tavern itself that I want to be on all the staircases here if possible. At least most of it being giraffe. Look at this, all these giraffes on a treadmill. It's such a cool pet. It really just reminds me of like core peak, you know, classic Dungeon Defenders. This was the pet that represented in-game in Dungeon Defenders back in 2013, and it's been so far out surpassed at this point, so it's really just a nostalgia blast for the most part at this point. And now that we're up here, I can actually use this Defender's Forge to much easier grab some of these other pets in here. So I used to just drop these en masse. I don't know if I can do that anymore or why I can't. Maybe I used to just do this, where I would head over here and then drop, and then slowly grab more out. That might have been what I forget the strat that I exactly did, but not too shabby. This one's honestly not even bad. It's like some of these giraffe, like this one's 3 mil mana. Like some of these are not bad in terms of the effects that they have. But we're looking at we're just getting closer and closer to clearing out this space, and the giraffe on a treadmill is being placed around as the easiest way to clear out this space. I also have to plan where I want these giraffe on a treadmills to go. Like I think I do want them to hook over here, essentially over to the next staircase. So I'm going to start dropping them in a pattern. Yeah, that's totally fine. I am going to start dropping them in a pattern that looks like this. It's a little to the right, but that's okay. We can move them to be more specific to what we want our path to look like via using the Overlord mode, but I haven't really needed to. Yeah, that's fine. If I don't need to use it, that's totally fine as well. Fine and dandy. Let's go grab a few more and see if we can eventually... Yeah, wait. Oh, it almost gave us the ability to drop it. I don't know why it switched off. Let's go over to this one. Can we drop this now? Beautiful. So I think it's because, okay, I wonder if it's just because we were at over max. We couldn't drop them for whatever reason. Now it's giving me the ability to drop the items, which is really, really good news. I probably should get rid of Shmup. I just love that his name is Shmup. I probably should release him. He's just worth 53 mana for some reason. He's so broke. He's a brokey, unfortunately, and he's just not really useful. I probably end up going through here after dropping a lot of these. I'm going to end up going through, pressing L to unlock a lot of them, and then dropping them appropriately. There might be a hotkey for dropping as well that I don't remember, but for the time being, we're going to do it on hard mode. I want to clear out, so my only issue with clearing out pets is I do want to keep enough of the pets to be able to eventually, there's an achievement that is called, no, I'm not dropping them, I'm doing the mistake, oops. There's an achievement, oh, you have to unlock them to drop them. Ah, I see now. We're slowly getting it, okay. I have to remember how to. It's been so long. I've been so lazy about box management. I have like forgotten how to do it. That should really. Oh man, that is brutal. I should show you how silly I've been with this. I want to. There's an achievement that I really, really want to achieve. That is like collecting quote unquote all of the pets in Dungeon Defenders, but it requires a specific amount of them, a specific, like, it's really weird how it's like difficult to achieve. It's like 30 different pets, but it's not actually 30 different pets. It's more like 30 specific pets, I think. I could be wrong on all of this, of course. As always, I'm still trying to learn the game, honestly. Even after 300 hours, it feels like I know nothing and understand less than I even could know, if that makes sense. So we're gonna keep trying. These look so cool. What are these from? These are from something special. Those look awesome. But okay, that's all the pets. Ooh, we got some crazy stuff over here. That's all the pets that I wanted to worry about for now. All the giraffes on treadmills are on the floor. Let's go ahead and start moving these over. I'm going to drop these ones first and then show you what it looks like to use the Overlord mode. I know a lot of you guys may know, and you've probably seen this a million times, and apologies for that, but some people haven't, and some people, you know, I think it's good to teach things in Dungeon Defenders whenever possible, and there's probably few things that I know that a lot of you guys watching don't know, but you know, maybe it is someone's first time, or they're getting back into the game, or they just genuinely, you know, don't know this thing. And I still have so much to learn that is seen as obvious to a lot of the end game players, right? But to me, it's just I haven't had the opportunity, so it's good to show that. Let's go ahead and just, I think you can just start with the wooden thing. Yeah, you just straight up can click and drag like this, and I think you can, I don't know how to actually. You might just have to drag it screen by screen. I feel like there's got to be a way to properly move while zoomed out, but I don't know. This is just the best way to do it, I guess. Not ideal, but it's something. Honestly, that could just stay there as part of the track. You can use it to clean things up. I think what I've done in the past is just drag a bunch over or whatever, or surely we can't grab all these at once, right? I don't think you can do that. Yeah, I don't think you can. That would be very, very cool. You can't really move or zoom out at the same time while holding one. Let's see, I'm trying to grab one of these, but it's also causing me so, because of the wooden plank here right in the middle is causing some problems, but that's okay. We'll get it done. I'll show you guys the after product. Okay, after many minutes of dragging them from like down here to here to here to here, and then dragging them from here to here to here, and then dragging them from here to here to here, I finally set up. Okay, we made it over to the initial staircase. Okay, so this is gonna start getting them, but these like topside wooden platforms are making this unfortunately much more complicated than it should be. But what are you gonna do? That's kind of the only way. I might just start moving them up here, to be totally honest, and I could actually move them, grab this down here, move it down here. As you can see, there's also Nessies up here. So up on this top side is the Nessie zone, and I want this to stay the Nessie zone. This is just going to be the giraffe on a treadmill staircase, and then the top side is the Nessie zone. That's my current interior design plans, per se. I also don't know how many items you're allowed to have on the floor / how to see that number. At some point, that'll become a problem. We'll deal with that when we have to deal with it. Okay, we had pretty much just enough to make it to the top of this staircase, and this is now what it looks like. Let me go ahead and get actually back out of my overshift load. Overlord shift. Oh, I messed up. Whatever. So I literally went from, I think, all the way down. Where did I start? I think I started like here. I started right about here, and I added all of this little trail of giraffe on a treadmill all the way up here. So not a crazy amount, but a fair bit from all these survival maps that I've been playing. Every single one of these giraffe on a treadmills represent, I guess every 4 of them, every 4 or so, every 4 of these giraffes represents like 3 hours of grinding, if not more. Like, it is a lot to get. It takes a long time to get these giraffes on treadmill, unless I'm just grinding like from wave 23 to 25. I mean, that's something that's different, you know, but I don't usually do that. Like, most of these maps and most of these giraffes are from crazy amounts of doing complete survival maps. So it takes a lot of time. I'm pretty proud of them. Let's go ahead and jump back over to my boxes and I'm going to skim through everything. I'm going to lock everything really quick and then skim through and unlock everything that I can sell. And that includes you, shmup. I'm so sorry. The amount of very cool shit with very cool names that I'm having to get rid of at the moment is definitely causing me a bit of anguish. Mythical Big Boy, how can I sell this off? I think I have to, unfortunately. These are from, I kind of want to keep these. These just seem so cool to me and so unique. I don't know what they're from. They're not very good, but I'm going to keep them. I'm releasing a few pieces of Transcendent gear here. Now, a rule that I try to keep in mind is I try to keep at least one, so it depends on what tier I'm working with. So like with Transcendent stuff, it's still like, I wouldn't say it's rare. It's not rare to me at all, but it's also not common to me. I just clicked unlock all. I misclicked. I have to go back and do everything all over again. I'll see you guys after 30 minutes of breakdown. Oh, no. I was going to say thank everything. I hadn't gone that far, but I had done half. I had done half, so it actually was kind of far, but thankfully, okay, I do remember pretty well what I left locked and what I left unlocked, so it honestly could be a lot worse. We're getting rid of a lot of stuff here. I think this one I kept locked. One of these I kept locked. I forget which one. We're going to keep this one. We're going to keep that one. This hammer I kept locked. Everything else, we're doing pretty good at getting back to the point that I was at. We get rid of the smaller corrupted axe that has worse stats. We keep the better one and bigger one. Of course, big equal better. Always statistically true and real. We got rid of a lot of these. Like, I only need, like, this one nice crossbow, and then the rest of these can kind of just get unlocked. But my point is, I have to unlock Mythical Big Boy again. It's tough. It's tough making that call, but somebody's got to do it. What I was trying to say earlier was that I feel like I like to keep 2 pieces. It depends what level of gear that I'm on. But like if I'm on Transcendent / Supreme, Ult, whatever, at the moment I try to keep 2 pieces of each piece of Transcendent gear. So what I mean by that is I keep a tower based one, which, like, I guess both of these are kind of tower. No, this one, no, yeah. I keep a damage-based one. So this one has 266 speed, 204 attack damage on the character, right? And then this one has 241 on tower damage, 253. Like, this one has tower stats for the most part, and this one has hero stats. That's, like, not a perfect example because it's not, like, honestly that clear cut, but I try to keep that around that. I kind of keep that in mind in general. I don't know if this is worth either of which to keep, honestly. That'll probably get released, but that's kind of my thought process. I often will try to keep 2 different pairs. I'll try to keep 1 pair of like a full mythical set of each as well for just new characters that I'm training when they reach a certain level. I still have a fair bit of level 74 characters, which is mythical. I forget. I think you need level 78 or something. You need a certain different level to wear Transcendent, and it's a bit harder if I remember correctly. I'm actually gonna go ahead and start selling these in pieces, so I don't have that misclick moment again. I actually want to go ahead and lock this. It's probably not worth the keep, but it just makes me feel safer. I'm going to sell all really quick. This is half of my stuff. Let's see how much mana we gain. 202 million, which honestly isn't that much, hilariously, but it's the box space. We went from over max box space today, 326, down to 242, which is so much better. I'm gonna finish up here as well. I do think that eventually I'll reach a point where it's not worth to keep any mythical gear at all, and arguably I'm already at that point, but I feel a bit more comfortable just waiting a little bit longer till I can properly grind characters in terms of XP a bit faster. Okay, I even went through my event items and sorted those today, which I usually don't do. I haven't really gotten to these folders today, but we're just not going to worry about that. We cleared out a ton of space today. I think I have to go in here as well to sell all unlocked items. Beautiful. Down to 195 out of 320. So a lot of beautiful winter cleaning, fall cleaning, some good cleaning today of the boxes. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to have time to play a map today, honestly, but I do have a little bit more time to pump as much mana into upgrades as possible. I was supposed to pump a ton of mana into upgrades this episode, but I'm just very low on time today, guys. I apologize. We're at 50, almost 52 billion mana. Let's see how much we can spend, how quickly. We're going to pump a bunch into this We're going to pump 50 actually into defense-based damage on this weapon. That costs us about a billion. Costs us a little over a billion right there. We're going to do 10 more. That's going to cost us a bit more. We're going to do one more there. We're going to get the thing almost max leveled. I don't think there's any stat boost from getting something max leveled, but I could be mistaken. We've got a few levels over here. We're going to pump into, boom, up to almost max level right there. I didn't even see how much that costed me. We're going to move on to anything that isn't essentially max level. Ooh, these boots. These boots. We're going to pump it into defense base damage, of course. Get those lightning towers doing even more damage. We're going to pump this one. I think it's worth to pump it into attack rate to try to get it to make up for the lower attack rate at the moment. I think it's worth it. And that's the mage. It's like one of my most important characters with all the DPS. I'm pretty sure like everything on my monk is already like max leveled. It's kind of crazy actually. My monk is a character I put a lot of love into, so I don't really leave any extra room for upgrades. However, this one does have some. So we're going to put some boom boom, beautiful, in tons of mana into that. Let's see anything else. It has a few levels left. This has, okay, about 50 levels or so. We're going to put it into radius. Oh, this guy actually has more levels than I expected. We're going to put all of that into radius. We've spent around 4 billion or so. Honestly, still not... I still have too much mana. I still have way too much mana. I need to be spending this way more often. This is just a silly willy move on my part. I should be dumping more resources, way more into my characters. But once again, I think I'm reaching a point where I just need like upgrades. I need upgrades more than the mana to spend on things to upgrades. It's even possible I have upgrades in my chest and like in my boxes for some of these things that I should be looking at a little more in depth. But man, Dungeon Defender is such a fast-moving game. There's just so much to do, so many maps I want to take on. I don't always give the proper time at looking at what like proper items set up and such. We're gonna pump this into this. Just pump as much into that as possible. Next up into rate. Get that up to max level essentially. That has a few levels, but not much. This is max level almost, which is crazy. That probably costs a ton of mana. This weapon is also basically max, but I mean it's got 50 more levels. Let's dump into it, boys. We spent around 6 billion mana so far. 6 billion mana. We're gonna put that into attack rate. We're gonna go over to this one. It's damage maxed out. We're gonna put it into, I guess, HP. I don't know if this super matters, but we're gonna do it. I have spent about 10 billion. You know, I think that's pretty good. About 20% of my net worth in Dungeon Defenders. At least my capital, I guess, is the better. That's pretty crazy. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's going to be it for today, fellas. If you made it to this point, thank you so much for watching a different style of Dungeon Defenders video. It's not every single day we have to do maintenance and cleanliness and stuff like this, but I try to record every little part of my Dungeon Defenders experience. I feel like it's really raw and genuine and earnest to show you guys everything that I have to do in this game, everything that goes into making a Dungeon Defenders character, account, etc. So hopefully you still found some enjoyment and maybe sorted your own stuff in the background while watching this episode. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if it wasn't your cup of tea today. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to see Dungeon Defenders videos every other day. And that's it for me. I will see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Yo, thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video, and a huge shout out to everybody listed here who goes above and beyond, supports the Patreon, and allows me to focus more on Dungeon Defenders content. Thanks again. Have a great day.